Hello. Now I can control my phone. I don't know why YouTube does this to me once in a while. They'll just they'll just stop me from being able to control my phone. YouTube does it. I don't know why. So, okay. I'm looking for yours, Caleb. When did you send it? Was it a message? Honey, I'm home, Cliff says. Was it in my messenger? I lost my controls on YouTube on my phone. YouTube wouldn't let me reverse my camera. And it was saying stupid shit, so I had to stop, restart. Lag time. I'm seeing what my lag time is here. No, this antenna keeps falling down on me and it pisses me off. All right. Lag. All right, I got a 4-second lag time. Yeah, Louie, you ever go live and YouTube decides to not let you use any controls on your phone? That's what just happened to me. I couldn't reverse my camera. I couldn't do shit. Hide your number. Where's it at? When did you send it, Caleb? What time? Well, you just want to see the pictures or not? I mean, I'm trying to get this so you can see the pictures. There you can't see nothing now. 5 minutes ago. Is it 256 number? Oh yeah, that's gotta be you. Yeah, all right. Oh yeah, that was you, right here. Louis sent you this. He sent me one. They're nice knives, Victorinox. And then the hobo knife, huh? Yeah, I don't think anybody's gonna call you right now or when you're sleeping. I don't care who's got my number. Here we go. Megan's back talking football again. Hey Megan, this is a knife channel. You got anything about knives? I'd be glad to help you out. But you can definitely be heard on YouTube on football channels. There's all kinds. Check it out. Yeah. I don't answer my phone unless I know the number. I do, but I'm not talking ball right now. We're talking about knives right now. What kind of knives you got? That's all I gotta say, Cliff. Oh, I was talking football, but I don't want to talk football right now. What knives you carrying today, Mike and Megan? What do you got on you? Yeah, well, I'm not gonna talk negative bullshit about my team. And honestly, I watch Adrian Peterson play football, and I also and Walter was more entertaining to me than Adrian Peterson. So we can talk football now if you want to rather talk football than knives. I don't care. Oh, we can talk football if you want. You'd rather talk about football than knives. I don't care. Start off the topic then. Start off the topic there, Arizona. What do you want to talk about in football? How the Bears are going to kick everybody's ass this year or what? What about the 49ers? It's training camps right now. They're not even playing. Who's AP? Adrian Peterson? Jackson Dart. Why do you like him so much, Fat? Just curious. Oh, I'm doing good, Michelle. How are you? I need a snack. Who was the number one draft pick and which team got him? I think the Bears got him last year. I don't know about this year. Pardon me. I haven't watched UFC in 20 years. I don't even watch boxing either. I watched my Cubs beat Houston Astros ass tonight. That's for damn sure. They gave them a good old-fashioned Chicago ass whooping. 6 home runs in the game. Most of them came in the 4th inning. South Africa. Who the hell wants to live in South Africa? Chicago Bears fan, diehard Bears fan. Walter Payton will always be great to me. I can grate poop on it. I've got Grey Poupon upstairs. You want some? Ain't it funny, Paul? The Chicago Bears got more than any NFL football team. Ain't that funny? Ain't that something? Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers won more championships and Super Bowls combined than any team in the NFL. In fact, I think Green Bay had 30 championships, and that was before the Super Bowl. 13 championships for Green Bay, and I think Chicago had 12. No, I think you're here to stir the pot more like it. Oh, what the fuck? We can't talk football now? Your bipolar meds, man. Travis Hunter. You're making fun of my ass. You ain't making fun of me. Who's that? Who looks good in the dress? My wife looks really nice in the dress. Oh, what do I got this guy in the background for? What's going on here?
See, and it brings that heat. Hey, what's going on, guys? Hope everyone's doing well. You guys are having a marvelous day. I can't wait to share this video with you. I've been holding on to this knife for a while. I'm not sure if you guys remember.
Hell, what just happened to my video player?
Not too long ago, and I picked up a few knives.
Come on.
Alright guys, what's going on? This is on EDC, and it brings that heat. Hey, what's going on, guys? Hope everyone's doing well. You guys are having a marvelous day.
What do I got? 3 videos playing here or what?
This video with you. I've been holding on to this knife for a while.
Wow.
I'm not sure if you guys remember. I went to the car show, gun show, not too long ago, and I picked up a few knives. This is probably the last, maybe not the last, but one of the last ones I want to share with you guys.
Hey, there's Todd. What's up, Todd?
But first, we gotta talk about Carrying this. If you haven't watched my previous video on this guy, please
Cattaraugus.
watch it. Like, share, and subscribe. But this is an absolute.
Your laugh kills me.
That's that.
Where's Big Jim at, man? Did he pass out or what?
Well, make sure you check that out. That's what I'm carrying. Carrying that. Also carrying this knife from Harbor Freight.
Harbor Freight.
Brand.
Harbor Freight. That Chinese made shit. Is that a Gordon knife?
There you go. Icon YouTube steel. Very cool knife. I dig it. Pocket cross. And lastly, I've been carrying this.
Harbor Freight got great stuff. They got a few good items.
Cool little stack, pry tool. So let's go ahead and
Boy, you had some bulging pockets today, huh, kid?
clear this up and talk about this absolute prize that I found. I keep wanting to say car show.
That's what I wore today.
At the gun show. Everyone knows that the gun show in Arizona.
Parmesan quartz, I paid $1 for it at a garage sale.
Of course. But there is a lot of dealers that have knives there, so that's why I call it. To me, it's a knife show. I don't really go to look at the guns like everybody else. So, here we go.
Legit? Yeah, just don't buy their tools. Junk.
All into glory.
Every time I buy a tool from them, it falls apart on me in a month. Oh my God.
Look this up.
Are you kidding me?
It would be called
What did CJ do last year? Tell me, what did he do? How many yards did he throw for? Cool knife, Louis. I like the bone on it. He did. How many yards did he throw for? How many interceptions did he get? I don't hear anything, Candace. You're not answering me. How many yards did he throw for? How many interceptions did he have? You're not answering me. You're rattling on. How many yards? How many yards did he throw for? CJ Stroud, come on. Answer my question. Multi-tools from Harbor Freight? Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. I don't know if I'm ever going to buy another multi-tool. I'm retired now. I have no use for one. I never really liked carrying them, man, because they're always bulky, you know. And if I put it on my belt, I'm wearing a carpenter's pouch, and it always gets in the way. And if I put it in my carpenter's pouch, then it stays there, and I never have it when I want it for something else. So I just never really carry one. Yeah, I'm crazy, Megan. I'm completely crazy. Loco moco, pinche bandejos. Here's some news for you. Now the Chicago Bears are stacked in the box. They got the defenses for the teams we play this year. They're not going to be able to cover all 4 positions. That's one. 2, play caller in the whole NFL now. He made Detroit what they are today. With his fast-paced play calling, the defenses that play against the Bears this year are not going to be able to cover them half of the time. And our defense has improved. Our coaching staff's all new. Ben Johnson's incredible. He's already got Caleb Johnson throwing passes on a dime at 50 yards. With his high pass, finally, Caleb doesn't have a coach that don't go over films and plays with him, and he doesn't have a coach like he did last year that ignored him or teach him or even how to play. This team this year is a whole different team than last year, and you're going to notice that in the first 3 games of the season. I used to be schizophrenic. Good night, Todd, man. Thanks for stopping in, but we'll see you tomorrow. Fun day Sunday, brother. I think I'm going to make a leather football tomorrow and give it away. Yeah, I can't wait. I wish the season could start tomorrow, football season, because it's going to be something. Why don't you trust Caleb? You didn't trust him because of the horrible coach he had last year, where Caleb had to learn everything on his own last year as a rookie. Now, like I said, you compare Caleb to Terry Bradshaw or Warren Moon or Fran Tarkenton or Eli Manning. He blew all of them away his rookie year. Blew them away. All 4 of them quarterbacks I just mentioned were horrible their rookie year. They had 2 or 3 touchdowns. I think Bradshaw led in interceptions. He had like 27 interceptions. And only won like 6 games out of 15. No, it wasn't even that. I think it was 4. But look at him now. So, with the talent Caleb has, it's all about the coaching. Great quarterbacks are coached to be great. And y'all haven't seen what he's capable of yet. Especially under the shittiest coaching staff we ever had last year. Oh, we ain't got no line, do we? What makes you say that? You know who Tui is? Do you know who Tui is? 4-time Pro Bowler, 3-time Super Bowl champ. He's no line, right? He's top 5 in the NFL right now, lineman. I think he's top 3. Guess what? He's part of our line. He's going to mentor the rest of these kids. We got another 4-time Pro Bowler, opposite tackle. Our offensive line's all new, brother. And our offensive line coach and our running back coach are new. So what you think of our line from last year means absolutely nothing to this year. We got depth. We've got a rotation right now. We have a rotation for our line right now. We have depth. But we have the box stacked right now. You know what that means? You ever hear that word? You ever hear them words? The box stacked? The defenses are going to have to double cover our box. And if they can't, which is the majority of the time they won't be able to, it's going to be something. I can't wait to watch them. I can't wait to watch Minnesota, Green Bay. I can't wait to watch them run around in midfield trying to cover. Chicago's going to definitely not lose 8 games by less than 1 score like they did last year with the worst coaching staff we ever had. You're yet to see the fury that Ben Johnson's going to unleash on the NFC North. Well, you've seen what he did with Detroit. Goff was nobody until Ben Johnson trained him to be who he is. And let's compare to Goff to Caleb. Goff's rookie year. What did Goff do his rookie year? He was horrible. That is until Ben Johnson got a hold of him. There's Big Jim. We've been waiting for you. We've been talking to you. Maybe your ears are ringing from us, huh? Oh.
Am I getting enough touches for this guy?
Yeah.
I don't think you worry about that. And I think the one thing I do.
Did you all get to watch what Tom Thayer and Brian Urlacher, what they had to say about the 2025 Chicago Bears? Did you ever watch any videos on that? Epic Live with HT. Need coffee. Be right back. All right, Jim. That's right, Charlie. Last year was the worst coaching staff ever put together by the Chicago Bears. The worst. Flus should have never been the head coach. And that other bozo they hired for offensive coordinator, he was a joke too. Lovie Smith was a great coach. You know, worst thing they did was fire him. Wait till you see this rookie, Manungai. Wait till you see him running. Adam Scheffner. Let's see.
Group 29 and the only guy that went to tight end university. Analyst over at ESPN and Adam Schefter, as he is bought into the Chicago Bears team. And honestly, I don't know how anyone can't be with what this team has done this past offseason alone in order to get in tier status entering the season. Yes, they look fantastic.
You must not have been alive, Megan, when the 85 Bears, the linebackers for the 85 Bears. You remember who they are, or do you know who they are? Urlacher was okay. Devin Hester was a beast. Ain't no doubt about it.
On paper, they look great from a coaching staff. But Adam Schefter thinks that they're going to also put it on the field, and I do too. I'm going to break down a little bit more about what he said. But before I get into today's show, hit that like button if you're excited for Chicago Bears. Adam Schefter had to say about this Chicago Bears team. Now, it is the dead period of the offseason right now. Guys are on summer vacation. That's why I chose to wear today and get a haircut. But at the end of the day, we are less than a month away from it getting pedal to the metal for the next 8 months of NFL football. I can't wait for it. I'm sure you guys can't either. But Adam Schefter is excited for this Chicago Bears team as he is bought into what
that's right, Clip. Me too.
This past offseason, from the coaching staff to the offensive line.
And I'll tell you what, we will be in the playoffs this year. There ain't no doubt about it. We're not going to win. We're not going to lose 8 games by less than a score like we did last year. Because Eberflus, conservative play caller, and didn't know how to seal the deal in the fourth quarter. That ain't going to happen. You think that's going to happen with Ben Johnson? Not.
The weapons to the defense, everything across the board. And his main call-outs is about Caleb Williams, saying, quote, he's got the coaches, he's got the line, he's got the weapons. They are doing everything they can to make sure that he fulfills his potential, which obviously we want that absolutely for Caleb Williams. Along with that, too, they then go out and trade for 3 different offensive linemen, which I think he meant, also signing Drew Dahlman, to form an offensive front to protect Caleb Williams. Now, we all know this, folks, is that Caleb Williams, this team has taken a huge step, to say the least. But Caleb Williams was sacked 68 times during his rookie season. We'll get into that in just a minute. They had to get this offensive line going, but it wasn't just that. We needed more weapons. We needed better play calling, and that's what the Bears went out and did. Starting with what Schefter is really
that's what we
excited
got.
about is that Chicago Bears offensive line, and this is what the potential offensive line looks like at the moment.
No, we don't have depth in our offensive line, or we don't have an offensive line.
He's healthy and good to go. It sounds like he will be the starter.
Braxton Jones, Tui, Dahlman, Jackson, Darnell Wright.
You go out and trade for
oh my God, I can't wait.
Joe Tooney, and then you have Bill Murray behind him at left guard. Center Drew Dahlman, who was arguably one of the best centers in the NFL 2 years ago and started off as one of the best centers this past season before getting injured. Jonah Jackson, who has 1 Pro Bowl season Ben Johnson during his season in 21 with the Detroit Lions. And then Darnell Wright, who is turning a lot of heads, Bears former number 9 overall pick that was drafted a few years.
Darnell Wright was quick last year, and this year he's beefed up. Lost his body fat, and turned it all into muscle. He's a monster now. Wait till you see him play this year.
Ago, Ryan Poles' first round pick ever, doing a pretty good job. At the end of the day, again, a huge step walking into 2025. This offensive line looks great, and the players that they brought in are definitely making an impact. Let's start off with Joe Thuney right over here. This past season for the Kansas City Chiefs, played in all 17 games. They got a 4-time Super Bowl champion, too, Patrick Mahomes, too, with Tom Brady being protected. A 79.9 PFF grade, which was 12th in the
Whose center's still hurt?
And over 11 offensive sacks. Snaps.
He'll be healed up before the season starts.
In only 25 hurries. You didn't go out and you traded for Jonah Jackson from the LA Rams. Bears got a guy who had a 69.3 PFF grade in 21, along with over 1,000 offensive snaps, 4 sacks, 9.
Anybody else want pancakes? I do. I like mine burnt.
Jackson, that was his only season in Ben Johnson's offense.
I like mine burnt.
Completed the entire season in 23 with an 82.3 PFF grade, which was third.
I want to bring up
932 offensive snaps, 2 sacks, a lot.
I want to bring up what I think it was Urlacher, if I could find it. What Urlacher had to say about the 2025 Bears. He's watching the practices. Where is that video at? I like my pancakes burnt. That's right, crispy. Eggs ain't up $25 a dozen. I get mine right here next to my house for $4 a dozen. And a chicken. And this year, by the end of the year, my chicken coop will be built and it won't cost me nothing. If they're $25 a dozen, you either live in Alaska or you live in Canada. I seen them in the supermarket the other day for $5. And they're shitty ones. I need store-bought eggs. They're garbage. They're full of cholesterol with no minerals and vitamins. Alaska, yeah, everything's expensive in Alaska because it costs 5 times more to import it. You ever build a house in Alaska? It costs you 5 times more to build it there than here. Everyone wants to hire Ben Johnson. That's too bad, ain't it? Here we go. Brian Urlacher right here.
Welcome into Chicago Bears Now. I am Harrison Graham. Coming up on today's show, Brian Urlacher, a Bears legend. He hopped on Johnny Manziel's podcast. Kind of forgot he had a podcast. Actually listened to most of this interview. It was pretty good. He is pretty excited about the current Bears, which I think is somewhat notable because he's been kind of down on the Bears in recent years. So to talk about that, and then we'll get to another rumor that's out there as well. But speaking of Brian Urlacher, certainly one of the better Bears players ever, especially in my lifetime. Who's your Bears player ever? I'm on the record for saying this. My personal favorite is Devin Hester. I wouldn't say he's the best in franchise history, but A, he's a guy that I watched, and B, just personal favorite, just entertaining player, right? I can't really say Walter Payton.
Mine is Dick Buckus, without a doubt.
A favorite. I could say he's the best, but I wasn't alive when Walter Payton was playing. So, from a favorite standpoint, I would go with Devin Hester. You guys let me know down in the comments below. Okay, Brian Urlacher on the
listen up.
I think it's called the Glory Days podcast with Johnny Manziel. Had this to say about the Bears' current quarterback, Caleb Williams, which, if you remember, Urlacher was really down on Justin Fields and basically said the Bears don't have a choice but to draft Caleb. So he's been a pro Caleb guy. He said, I think he's going to be really good. If you put him in a different situation, last year he could have been Rookie of the Year. You see what Cliff Kingsbury did with Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix.
Milk off from the
Sean
mothership
Payton.
at Kodiak Edge.
We've talked about this, right? Like, Caleb
I'll be waiting
Williams
tomorrow, Jim.
Probably didn't live up to the hype as a rookie, but still did some good things, still got respectable numbers, and we had no idea the coaching would be this atrocious. I mean, I feel like an idiot because I liked the Shane Waldron hire for it. Now, I also said I'm not the one in those interview rooms and listening to Shane Waldron talk at the podium for his introductory presser. I don't know how you could be blown away by him in those interviews, but, from a resume standpoint, I thought he at least had quality experience with Seattle, but I think we found out.
Now, you tell me this is terrible for a rookie that had to teach himself his rookie year to how to play. He had no shit. Look at the numbers he put up. Come on. He only had 6 interceptions the whole year. He's the third top quarterback for throwing the least amount of interceptions. 3,500 yards, almost hit 4,000. Did it on his own. Terry Bradshaw only had about 700 yards his rookie year.
When Pete Carroll, a guy like that's running the show, you don't need Shane Waldron to be a leader in the room type. Well, with Matt Eberflus, you kind of need your OC to have prominent voice. And, clearly that did not work out. But there were a lot of factors.
I'm toting this right now. This is what I carved tonight, Jim.
Play callers to Thomas Brown. So I think that's a fair comment from Urlacher. Now, would he have beaten Jaden Daniels for Rookie of the Year? That's hard to say. Jaden had one of the best rookie years ever. I think a more realistic is he probably outplays Bo Nix. Like, if you put Caleb Williams with Sean Payton, I think it's probably better than what Bo Nix did, which was pretty good. So, I think there's no doubt if you put Caleb in Washington with Cliff or in Denver with Sean Payton, he would have performed better than he did in his rookie year in Chicago. That brings us to the current coaching situation. Urlacher said this about the Bears' coaching issues in recent years. He said, ever since they got rid of Lovie Smith, there's been no consistency in the coaching department. It's not the players' fault. It's just the way it goes. But Ben Johnson,
SR1 light.
Man, I love that hire.
I carved it tonight.
Great job with Caleb. So Urlacher's all in on Ben Johnson. He likes his fit. He's in on Caleb Williams, which I think is somewhat notable because Urlacher's not one of these fanboy former players. He'll kind of be like, yeah, I think that guy stinks. Like, he did not like Justin Fields' game at all. And I think early on when he was saying that, I kind of pushed back and I was like, come on, man. Like, there's a lot of talent here. This has not been stable. Then as time went on, like, I probably turned out to be mostly right. Not that Justin got the Ferris deal, and I'm not here to talk about Justin Fields for 20 minutes, but I think there's clear limitations with Justin, and Urlacher pointed those out early. Yeah, he knew it was going to be a disaster. Lance Briggs was on the record saying, he said, Lance Briggs, I think he said this on CHGO, that he knew the first meeting that Mark Trestman talked to the players that it wasn't going to work. It can happen that quick. First impression.
What in the hell is that? You should get a... Really? Huh? Tell him, Cliff. Huh? Really? Sounds like that guy's got to get a life. Oh, that's funny.
History does tell us that the Bears have gotten this wrong. Now, I think if this doesn't work out, we can look back and be like, well, they picked
Or a dictionary, yeah.
You know,
Or maybe go
someone
back to
3
school and
years
learn
ago be like, "You should have
proper
had
English grammar."
Once the Patriots job opened up, you weren't even going to get free. So that's a moot point. And even then, I still would have gone with the offensive swing with Ben Johnson. So I think the process, there you got some different T-shirts. Also got some quarters and there's not a lot going on. I would just touch on it because the Bears, I still think, could use a running back. And Bleacher Report kind of threw out a list of trade candidates, and Najee Harris was on there. And I was like, that's interesting. They just signed Harris this offseason to a one-year deal. And I was like, okay, let's talk about this a little bit. You look at the Chargers running back room. Marion Hampton, apparently, we'll talk about this more in a second, looks fantastic. Had a great springtime. I loved him coming out of the draft out of North Carolina. You got Najee, Hassan Haskins, Kamani Vidal, and Raheem Rocket Sanders. I think this is a stretch from Bleacher Report. Had they re-signed J.K. Dobbins, remember they tendered him, and if no one signed him, he would have been a Charger. That would be one thing. To be like, okay, maybe not odd man out. With the Marion Hampton looking the
Brian Urlacher's hair grew back, everybody. It takes 3 years for a quarterback stats necessary to be judged properly. Right. You mean like Terry Bradshaw? Worst quarterback in the NFL when he was a rookie? Didn't even do half of what Caleb did his rookie year. Yeah. Like six other rookies that are Hall of Famers did horrible. I always tell people, Jim, great quarterbacks are coached to be great. And now, finally, Caleb's got great coaches to teach him to be great. Brady, yeah, even Brady. Warren Moon, Eli Manning, Fran Tarkington, they were all horrible. Caleb done way more than they did. And Caleb taught himself last year. He had nobody to teach. Bart Starr, yep, list goes on and on. People easy to jump the gun about Caleb because he paints his fingernails.
Chicago Bears may have pulled off one of the biggest draft steals in recent memory by landing wide receiver Luther Burden III, a player whose name may not yet be echoing across the national media but whose skill set demands attention. For Bears fans hoping to see Caleb Williams flourish in his rookie year, Burden may be the secret ingredient that makes it all work. On the surface, critics have been quick to place Burden into a box, labeling him a gadget player, limited in usage, more flash than substance. The comparisons are already flying.
Yeah.
Tavon Austin, Michael
Eli
Harden,
Manning
even
fired.
Wandale Robinson.
Bart Starr, yeah.
All respectable talents in their own right, but none blossomed into the kind of all-around threat teams build game plan.
Jim. Ben Johnson said in an interview the other day, they said, I knew the talent coming in, and one of the main reasons why I wanted to coach the Bears. More of a challenge. Now that his challenge is Detroit, he wanted to go to Chicago, and he wanted to work with Caleb Williams. And he's been working with him, working on his body language, working on his timing, and working on his presence in the pocket. Well, now that he's being protected with a top-notch offensive line now finally, and having the box stacked, in practices, Caleb is now throwing 50-yard bombs on a dime without any effort. And Ben Johnson said he did that last year, even though he made quite a few of them, but not like he is now. He said, and he says he's throwing 50-yard bombs on a dime like he's got a cheat sheet, and I have no idea how he's doing it. He says this kid's going to be. And this is coming out of Ben Johnson's mouth. The coach that was sought after by every NFL team wanting him. You know, with his fast-paced play calling. You know, which is virtually unstoppable by Detroit. His fast-paced play calling with Detroit and his ability to make Jared Goff into somebody from nobody. And now it's our turn with Ben Johnson. I mean, these people... These NFL fans and NFL teams have no idea what's coming. It's going to be a total turnaround this year. I mean, Poles and Johnson went out and got the talent they needed to surround Caleb Williams with to make him a phenomenal quarterback. And he has it now. You're going to sleep, Brown Sugar? All right, man. Thanks for coming in. I'll see you tomorrow night. Or actually, I should say tonight. I'm going to try it here at 8:30, but most likely probably be around 9 o'clock again. But I'll have something pre-started so that it don't take me all night. We'll get her done within an hour or so like I did last time. In fact, tomorrow I got some things that I saved from online that I found. Some really cool shit from leather, man. You guys are going to love this. You're going to love what I make tomorrow. Absolutely love it. Jim's going to want it. I know that. Better be here, Jim. He probably throws around 42 yards. Yeah. Well, he's throwing 50-yard bombs right now like it's nobody's business. So he can throw a lot farther than 45 yards even.
Around. However, that narrative may be based more on surface-level college usage than actual tape. Because once you dig into the detail, once you analyze how Luther Burden moves, separates, and controls defenders, it becomes clear.
Thanks,
this
Jim.
is not
It's
just
getting there,
another
ain't it?
speed guy. Head coach Ben Johnson the offensive architect who made Detroit's Amon-Ra Street Brown a household name, couldn't contain his excitement after the Bears beat Burden in the second round. Cameras caught him laughing in disbelief that the versatile Missouri standout was still available. He's a stud, a playmaker, a guy who can stop on a dime.
Luther Burden.
make people
Remember that
miss
name
his
this year,
face,
guys.
and stretch the field vertically, Johnson reportedly said after the pick. That's not lip service. That's a coach who sees Burden as more than a slot receiver or gimmick threat.
It is.
As a weapon, tailor-made for his system. The comparisons to names like Justin Jefferson, A.J. Brown, and Jamar Chase
Oh, what
might
the hell.
seem lofty, maybe even unfair, but they're grounded in one key truth. All of those receivers were misunderstood coming out of college. Jefferson was labeled a slot-only guy. A J. Brown was seen as scheme-limited. Chase faced doubts about hands and polish. And now, they're among the most feared wideouts in the NFL. Burden's college tape, when viewed through the right lens, starts to echo that same tune.
I can't do
Before
nothing
we
about
dive
it.
deeper, if you're enjoying
moving
this
my
breakdown
antennas.
of the Chicago Bears' young talent, make sure to subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. We're covering the Bears like nobody else, from breaking news to film analysis, draft insights, and player development. Let's build something special together. Bear down, back to the story. The analytics community, usually reliable in forecasting fantasy breakouts, seems to be caught in a bit of confusion with Burden. His limited usage and small sample size have created misleading statistical impressions. But when you analyze the how of his play, not just the what, the truth shines through.
Well, it's
Let's
not
talk
good
technique.
yet, but I'm
Burden
trying to get
doesn't
it there.
just run routes. He manipulates defenders. He understands pacing, how to shift gears mid-route to gain leverage. He stacks defensive backs early and late, controlling angles with veteran-like awareness. His head fakes, body positioning, and route breaks are not
Trying to get
things
it better.
gadget guys tend to do consistently. But Burden does. This is a player who can separate on vertical routes, win across the middle, and burn defenders after the catch. In fact, when compared side by side on tape with players like Justin Jefferson and Chris Olave, Burden shows many of the same route traits.
Seems like it's getting
Sharp
better.
breaks, suddenness, deceptive tempo. But because Missouri often used him behind the line of scrimmage, many analysts never saw the full picture. It's a classic case of college scheme hiding NFL potential. Even A.J. Brown came into the league with questions about whether he was more of a slot bruiser than a true WR separation and toughness after the catch. All traits Burden has shown on film. But here's the exciting part. Burden might actually be a better fit for Ben Johnson's offense than any of those guys were for their rookie situations. Johnson's scheme thrives on movement, deception.
Okay, that's better. Now I just gotta get it zoomed right. Hold on. Okay. How's that? I gotta be up at 6, so I'm going to bed. Good night, everyone. All right, Clip, man, thanks. We'll see you tonight. 8:30, 9 o'clock. That was back when I was into football and collecting football cards. What's that, Paul? All right. We'll talk to you then, bud. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, Jim, that's what I did on my first live tonight. I think it turned out nice, man. Something different. I never did this design before. It's hard. I'm trying to get it. I'm looking at my computer. It won't show it. Let me see if I can look at my phone on the other side. Yeah, it's a different pattern. I like it. So, Jim. Are you here, Jim? You still here, Big Jim? Yo, Jim. Still with us, Jim? Where'd Jim go? Jim. Anybody seen Jim? I hope he comes back. The South? Man, I tell you what, where do these people come up with this shit? Once the Bears draft some old linemen, you have no clue who the Bears have for their old line right now. Absolutely not a clue. Okay, Jim. I wanted to show you something, buddy. And they have one hell of a quarterback, so buckle your pants up there, Charlie, because you're going to learn something this year about the Bears. Okay, Jim. OBKB, what's that mean? Remember that trade you wanted to make with me? I don't want to tell everybody what knife it is. That all black one? I know you've been wanting one of these from me. And I want to trade it to you. I mean, I could easily get $275 for this knife, but I want that one that you got that we talked about. Buck 110. I gotta clean it up. It's not scratched or nothing. It's all good. This is one of the first few ones that I made. This is curly maple that I dyed green with the carved spine on it. You can have a piece of my now what's going on? Where's my camera lag? Well, I hate to say it, but you're going to learn a lot here this year, brother. There's going to be a 500, and you're going to learn how talented Caleb is, how great of a coach Ben Johnson is, and you're going to learn a lot of things this year. Now, what the hell happened with my live stream? Okay, now I can't see anything here. What the heck is this? Man, I'm telling you what. Jim, I am lagging big time, dude. Okay, now I'm good. What do you say, Jim? It's actually one of my best Buck 110 customs that I've held for several years. I'll trade you straight up for it. Do you want this Buck 110? With my carved spine. Got the vine pattern all the way down. Okay. I know that you've been wanting one of my Buck 110s. And this is the only reason why I'm making this deal with you on it. It's because I know you want one. Alright? And you don't have to pay for it. So I'll trade you straight up for that black knife we talked about. I just don't want to say the name of the knife here on the live. So I'll clean her up tonight and I'll send it out to you. You take this one back and show Seth and Billy. They'll love it. Yes, sir. Boker. Hell, I'll say it. Kalishnikov. Yeah. My buddy's got two of them at the knife shop in town here, so I can get one anytime I want, but I want you to have this knife, Jim. I've held on to this one the longest. And I want you to appreciate it more than anybody else will. I had a fake one. Fake one what? Man, I gotta go get a snack or something. Not a fucking cigarette. Man, pardon my friend. the Boga Kalishnikov. I mean, like I said, I can go buy one tomorrow, right next door to me. But I'd rather you have this. This is that tiger maple that I dyed green. You've seen it on my YouTube channel. Koliznikov. I'll call you tomorrow, Jim. Is that okay? You gonna be home tomorrow? Or today? Like afternoon? Alright, I'll give you a holler. I'm not working on my parents tomorrow. Taking the day off. I almost got that whole side done today by myself. I don't have no help. I'm doing it all by myself. Up and down the ladders. I ain't got nobody to cut for me or nothing. I gotta do it all. I want to sand this thing down now. Are you cooking? I cook every night. I always cook. I'm telling you what, where these people come from. Kids that just don't get enough attention. Mommy and Daddy didn't raise them right, and they damn sure didn't spend enough time with them. I'm sure he does use Durgan. I miss making these. I have to get the molds out. What? What was this? What is this? This is a plastic syringe. I got mold for making plastic baits, you know, like crawfish. And I stick this, I heat up the plastic in the microwave, and I suck it up, and then I put it in the mold and push the plastic into the mold. This here is a lead mold. See here? It makes my jigs for fishing. So I close that up, you know, I'll preheat it. Then I stick it under my lead pouring machine. I got a lead pouring machine. It pours the lead in each one of these cavities. And it'll sit about 30 seconds and then I open it up. But I got to put the hooks, close it up, pour the lead in, about 30 seconds or so, take it out. I'm ready to go. I haven't used this bad boy in a while. It's dirty. See, here's the handle here. I plug it in, dial it up. It heats up the lead. I put chunks of lead in it. Then when I'm ready to pour, it spouts right there. I just put this right there, push down, push up on the handle, and it fills it with lead. I gotta clean this thing off. I turn the thing on. I'm going to show you how I melt these, how I make these jigs. I don't have no hooks, but I'll show you how it's done. Real easy. In fact, let me see if I can find another mold. Well, I don't know where my box of molds are. I got like 100 of them. I can't remember where I put them. Epic shirt inbound. What, this shirt? I'm an Irish American, brother. It takes a while. The machine's warming up. I'm trying to remember where I put my molds. Oh well. Oh, you're sending one. Am? Cool. I need to go upstairs and get a snack. I got the munchies. I ain't got nothing to drink. Oh, let me go get, I'm gonna get a bag of chips or something. I'll be right back. Hold on. Be right back. Man, I tell you what. That lead pouring machine probably hasn't ran in 10 years. First little tomato from the garden. This is from my cherry tomato plant. Look at how big these things are. I think I got a good knife to cut it. I think the old sidey will do the job. Oh yeah. I got like 4 cherry tomato plants in my garden in the front yard. And then up on my deck, I got a cherry tomato plant. This is where this come from. I like to have cherry tomatoes on demand. I eat a ton of them in salads. My herb garden's on my deck too. I got all my herbs for cooking. I got rosemary up there. I got cilantro, sage, mint, coriander, basil, a few others. See how my machine's doing it. Oh, she's getting hot. Oh yeah, she's about ready to pour. Got a couple out of it. Man, I need a spoon. I need a spoon. I got some sleds in here I gotta take out. Dutch boy wire sock. It's just lead. I use it for duck decoys and I melt it. There we go. God damn it. Well, anyways, dripping kind of fast, but I'll show you here how I do this now. We got the camera on it, yeah. Yeah, it's right here. I gotta heat this up. First, you got to heat up the mold. If you don't, you'll get air pockets in the jigs. Okay, this thing's dripping like crazy, man. Put it right back in there. Can't stop it for some reason. There, that does it. I pound down on it. See all this lead that dripped on the bottom? Just put it right back in the machine. Don't take long to melt back up. All right, now I'll show you. If I was to make jigs, I don't have the hooks, but I would I'd put my hooks in here first, then close it up. So when I melt the lead, or when I fill it with the lead, all right. Now it don't take long. You guys still with me here? He hasn't said nothing since my tomato. All right, now I just opened the mold. You can see here now. If I had hooks in them, I'll take them out. Where's my pliers? Here they are. There's the jig head. You can see the eyelet on the front of it. Of course, I could have got the mold a little bit warmer. So now, I poured another batch. It goes pretty fast. Now these are cool enough to touch. So what you do now is you come here and you clip this overflow. And these overflow knobs go back into the melter. So now the bottom part of the here, where that overflow knob is, you gotta sand it off. There's one. See, these are standing brush jigs. These are for throwing in the heavy cover for the big bass. And what's the weight on these? Brush jigs, large size, Model 3. I think these are 1/2 ounce. So you gotta sand the bottom to get that extra cutoff nub off. Now it's ready to go. So like I said, if I had hooks, I'd put them in that jig before I poured. But you can see how these stand up, see? These are stand-up jigs. And where this comes up, this is where the hooks come up, and it curves around. So you can see it here now. I need a little file. Now see, this would have an eyelet on the hook. Oh, I got all the jig skirts, Jim. They're in my other shop next door. Yeah, I mean, if I would have heated that mold up a little more, they'd look more cleaner. I wouldn't have to sand as much. I was just showing you. Okay. Now see this here? That hook comes around this way, goes down and into the jig head, and the hook itself has an eyelet. So this lead wouldn't have been here if I had the hook on it. But you can see that's where you tie it on. And then the jig comes up here and curves around this way back towards the head. And then this is your skirt stopper right here. You put your plastic skirt on there. You go over the hook. And what I do is now I got that powdering that I use in this knife here. I'll heat these up with like a lighter or something. And I'll dip it in that powder, and then I'll bake coat them in the oven. And it'll look like this. But this is where the hook comes out. And they stand, and they're pointed so you can go through heavy brush and cover. I've made thousands of these things for people. Chocolate chip cookie, anybody? Yeah, this phone's on its way out. I got a new one coming from Verizon. Hopefully the new phone won't cut out. Anyways, that's how I make the jigs. Another batch here. One after the other. I can make a couple hundred of these in a night easily. See, this is a better pour here. See the skirt stopper there? Your skirt comes on over the hook and comes down to this, on the other side of this nub, and it keeps it on. And then this hook here is for putting a crawfish plastic trailer on it. And that cuts into the crawfish. I caught my biggest bass here in Illinois on one of these. 10 pounds, 9 ounces. This is my favorite jig to fish with. And I think I'm going to order me some hooks. I get them from Jan's Netcraft. And make me some more jigs, man. I miss making them. Now see, this is 3 different sizes. This is 3/8 ounce. These are half ounce. And these are 3/4 ounce. So that mold makes 3 different sizes. Good givey. Yeah, I should make some jigs for people, huh? That'd be cool, right? I mean, it's a knife channel, but you know what? Who says I can't on a giveaway give away jigs that I make, right? A lot of knife guys fish, right? What if Brown Sugar wins, though? She lives in Long Island, New York. I don't think she fishes. Would you fish with them, Paul and Jim? In fat? If I made them? Gave them away? Let's see if I can find that powder coating. Wonder what I did with it. Man, I put everything in different spots and I can't find it. I cleaned my shop. Man, I can't find it. Oh well. Oh well. Here's some ironwood. I don't know what the hell I use that for. Cut it off of something. Oh. I got all my shit in my other garage for making lures. I don't fish, but who knows? I might come in handy one day. Yeah, just take you a beer can, wrap some string around it, tie one of these on it. Then when you're at a pier somewhere one day, whip it out, just throw it out, let it crawl along the bottom. Just like this. Maybe bounce it, drag it. Big old bass, man, you'd be fighting it with a beer can. Yeah, you know a bunch of fishermen. Oh yeah. Well, you know me, that's for sure. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I can make a couple hundred jigs in a night. Easy. In fact, I've done it many nights to make them. Like I said, this is for making the plastic trailers for the jigs. I make plastic worms and crawfish trailers for the jigs, and I'll show you how I do that too one day. The fishermen and the knife enthusiasts go hand in hand. I mean, I can get guys that fish on my page, showing them how to make lures, and then they see it's a knife channel. They'd be like, "Oh, wait a second, bonus!" I wish I had a YouTube channel when I did this full time. These are just floating around the shop. I mean, I got so many tools for making fishing lures. It ain't even funny. Crankbaits. I got a homemade CNC machine that I made that spits out a crankbait every 3 minutes. Crankbait body. Cuts it out of balsa. So anyways, that's that. I shared with you how to jigs. It's not hard, just having equipment, you know. Rattle trap, very great bait. I've got probably close to 100 rattle traps. I know I do. Freeman 22. What's up, man? Is that Tim Freeman? Wow, it's almost 4 o'clock here. It's 4 down there at Mississippi, ain't it, Jim? Hunted my whole life. This is my Carpenter's Local 174. They gave them away at the Carpenter's Hall. Some advice for what? Yep, what, Jim? I can't remember what I asked you. What did I just ask you, Jim? That you said yes to? Oh, yeah, it's 4 o'clock there. That's right. Yeah, you're Central Time, too. Yeah, time, right, yeah. Yeah, you guys got the same Central Time as me. My milkshake. What? What advice you want, Lewis? You got 2 old wise guys here. Me and Barlow Brigade Jim. We can answer it. 11 a.m. in Sweden. Sweden. I'm part Sweden. Irish, Swedish, Dutch. Well, that question ain't going to get answered. And neither are you. See ya. Have you been here? What do you mean, have I been here? Oh, I haven't been to Sweden yet. No. I'm going, though. Told my wife, we're headed back to my old roots, my heritage, see where I'm from. I want to go to Ireland bad. My great-grandfather was a Farley. My dad, Swedish, Holman. Then I want to go to Finland because I love making puukos, making puukko knives. I love the Swedish knives and in the finish knives. Nope, can't say I ever met Tommy Lee Jones. I wish I had. The only famous hunter I know is my uncle. He owns the biggest taken buffalo shot in over 50 years in the United States. One of the top 4 buffaloes in the world. 2,300 pounds. Shot in the Grand Teton Mountains with a 7mm Remington. Saturn, have you ever met and gone shooting with Tommy Lee Jones? Yeah. Why, have you? If you have, let's hear the story. Come on. Steve Bennett. 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 And my Aunt Andy, my Uncle Steve's wife, she was on a Johnny Carson show. Because her and this other fellow from Douglas, Wyoming are co-founders. My aunt's a co-founder with this other fellow of the Western Joke, the Jackalope. She was a famous taxidermist out west. And Aunt Sandy's got lots of full body mounts in the Cheyenne, Wyoming Museum. Logo in the back. Which logo is that? The Bears? Oh yeah? That's cool. My Aunt Sandy, that's my dad's sister. She married Steve Bennett. Sandra Holman. She owned the Tumbleweed Taxidermy. Look how old this thing is. She made me this in 1973. I've had this since 1973. In fact, I had to put the head bag on it. It fell off once. It's old. Look at the dust on it, boy. I was 8 years old when she gave this to me. But she's the founder of it. Her and this other fellow. Douglas, Wyoming is the birthplace of the jackalope. I'll never get rid of that. Yeah, I'll change my hat up. Now everybody can served in the military. Yeah, it was 109 heat index here yesterday, Jim. 98 degrees with 108 heat index. 109, somewhere around there. The humidity here is just as bad as it is down there, Jim. Real bad. What's this about? No, Coach Howie. Saturn, come visit the USA. It's safe because of the guns. Saturn, I need to visit the USA. Never been. I'm scared it's not safe because of guns. Here in Australia, it's knives. Well, guns are freedom. In Australia, you don't have guns because they don't want you to have freedoms. And if you watch too much television, you'll think it's unsafe here. And nothing wrong with crime here unless you go to the crime-ridden cities, the big cities usually, where they ban guns in a lot of these big cities. Well, my advice is if you ever came here and went to Chicago, you better know where you're going. Just like Detroit, Michigan, or New York, Los Angeles, there's bad neighborhoods with bad people with guns in every big city. But when you come to where I live in the country, I'm south of Chicago, 60 minutes. I got almost 6 acres here I live on. I'm out in the woods in the country. Everybody here owns guns, so there is no crime here. All the bad gangbangers and all the bad racist, racial people, or people of races that are bad in crime, they don't come down here because they know they'll get shot. They're not welcome. And if you go to Wyoming, the state of Wyoming, the crime rate there is less than 3%. The crime rate here, because of Chicago, is about 23%. And the reasons why it's worse here is because guns are banned in a lot of, most of Chicago. But when I go to Chicago, I have a gun on me. They just don't know I have it. But here in Wyoming, everybody drives around with a rifle in their truck in the window. Everybody drives around with a pistol on their side. There is no crime there. Because crime only goes where guns aren't allowed. Because they know they can get away with the shit. So guns are freedom. And it's not the people that carry them that make them bad. I mean, majority of the folks that carry them don't make guns bad. It's just the bad ones that do carry them in the crime-ridden areas where there's more gun restriction. So the more gun restriction, the more crime. If you come to the United States, generally, more than half the states are crime-free. You can go as you please. You can carry a gun on you if you want. Nobody will bother you. When you go to these big cities, you better know where you're at. Yeah, we got some preachers that carry here too, Jim. In fact, the Vatican, the Pope, they got an arsenal in the basement. More guns there, I think, than at Fort Knox. What do you mean by that? YOS? Right, exactly. Where they're illegal, there's more crime. That's all there is to it. Because if you're a criminal, would you want to be in a place where everybody carries a gun? No. Because criminals are lousy shooters. They ain't tactical fighters at all with weapons. and they prey on easy targets where they take your guns away. That's where they're at. But like I said, when I go to Chicago, I'm packing. I have a 45 on me when I go to the city of Chicago. It's on me. I don't care where I'm at in Chicago. It's on me. It's in my car. It's on my side. And it's always with me. Because my tactical shooting instructor has always told me it's best to be judged by a panel of 12 than to be carried by a panel of 6. So my tactical shooting instructor tells me, you use your own judgment where you should and shouldn't carry a gun with you. Canada's run by liberals. Jim, we need to change government here more than anywhere in the world, to tell you the truth. Our government here is ran by banks. And in fact, any industrialized country, a majority of the countries are ran by banks. The banks are draining the wealth in industrialized countries. They're draining the wealth in the United States. The banks own Washington. They own all the important land. They own everything. And people think liberals this, liberals that, conservatives this, conservatives that. This bipartisan bullshit is just that. It's bullshit. People in Washington are put there to divert Americans from reality. It's the same in any other big industrialized country. I don't care if you're in Australia, Canada, any industrialized country. The banks own it all. They own it all. They own the money. They're draining the wealth. They're making it miserable for us to live every year. They loan money to Washington that can never be paid back, so you pay for it. I gave up on politics in the United States almost a decade ago. People just think one party is going to fix the problems the other party created and not fix their own problems. Both parties have problems, and here's the problem. They're owned by, and they're ran and controlled by the banks. They do as they're told. They divert us from reality while the banks and Congress do this to us behind closed doors. There is no partisanship anymore. The Republican base and the Democratic base is gone. Their true platforms are gone. It's not like it was in the 70s and 80s. It's gone. After Reagan, that was it. Down the road they went. And monetary inflation is killing us more and more every year. It costs us almost $5,000 a year more to live every year because the bureaucrats and the politicians in Washington have been sold down the road. And most all wars are created for banks by banks. It's not about freedoms. Everybody preaches the red, white, and blue, God bless America. Yeah, well, there is no God in America anymore because it's not taught in schools. A majority of kids grow up, they don't even know what the Pledge of Allegiance means. It's sad. History's all a hoax, I mean. Everything we learned in the history books in school was all a lie. You serve your ass off, then they leave you behind. Exactly. When I was in the military, nobody, when I fought in 2 wars, nobody was gung-ho, support your troop, all this other shit. Hell, when the troops came home from Vietnam, they spit in their face. You know what I mean? Now all of a sudden, this terrorist bullshit's been created, and now all of a sudden all Americans hate terrorists. And you know what makes a terrorist? You know what makes these Middle Eastern countries hate us? Our presence. We weren't in the Middle East. I didn't fight in the Middle East to protect your freedoms. I was there to secure the monetary systems of the Middle Eastern countries' financial systems. And that's what the Middle Eastern War was. Desert Storm, Iraqi freedom, all that shit. They succeeded by bombing the shit out of all these Middle Eastern countries to the point that where they all became bankrupt. So they went to the monetary system that the IMF created that owns our monetary system. Said, hey, we'll loan you the money to get your country back up and running. We now own you. So they succeeded doing this. The banks, international conmen bankers, succeeded in the Middle East by taking over the monetary systems of every Middle Eastern country other than, guess who? Yours truly, Iran. And who are they fighting against right now? And these banks will continue to go until they get Iran broke. And they'll use our military and other strong allied militaries to get it done. Once they own all of the Middle East, the banks, then it's over for the Middle East. The banks control the flow of oil, money, and everything. And that's their agenda. Jim needs a biscuit. He'll be right back. You know, if I knew what our military was actually all about when I joined, I was gun ho, man. All military right out of high school. Went right in. If I would have known then what I know now, I would have never served. And God bless our children for dying for banks. Because in reality, like I said, take the history books and piss on them because they're all lies. Every war we fought in this country was not for your freedoms. It was for a bank. It was for profits, for taking over industrialized countries, just like they did here. You know, and you don't have enemies as a country unless you go over to their territory, make your presence when you're not welcome. You know, of course, Iran and all these Middle Eastern countries, you know, created these militia fighting groups, you know, the Shiites, the Sunnis, all these different groups that we fought against because we occupied their territory when we weren't welcome because of the banks. That's how you create terrorists. Now, if these people over there in the Middle East came to the United States with their military and their banks and did what we did over there, what would we do as Americans? Think about that. And as far as the borders go in the South, the Mexicans coming up here, you know, wanting jobs, taking over jobs, illegal immigration, you know. What goes on behind closed doors, Americans have no idea about it, is the fact that our American military power in the banks that own it all. We went down to Mexico. We went down to Venezuela. We went down to South America. We set up our banks and our military protected them, and they screwed them out of their coffee industry. They screwed them out of their banana industry. They screwed them out of their agricultural industries. Made their economies broke. The banks and our military. So guess what? After doing that, why do you think they're wanting to come here as illegal immigrants and get jobs? They got screwed by us. They're going to go who's screwing them and try to get there and get jobs and go get into an economy where they can live because the banks and our government done screwed them out of their economies. So where are they going to go? What are they going to do? What would you do if it happened here? What's that, Jim? More liberal bullshit. What do you mean by that? You got to get that liberal out of your mind, Jim, because there is no liberalism, there is no conservatism in America. It's all a scam. Like I said, the true Republican platform is gone. The true Democratic platform is gone. We're not their constituents. They make you think they still are. Their constituents are the banks and the money launderers, the crooks, the robber barons. There's no functional government in the United States anymore. You know, politicians are put there to make you believe you still have freedom of choice. You don't. If you ever listen to George Carlin, everything he said was spot on what's going on in this country. He said the American dream. If you want to believe it, fall asleep. You just might. I mean, there is no functional government in the U.S. anymore. You know, I mean, and that's why I don't talk politics on Facebook anymore, because people just don't get that. They don't understand that one man's not going to come along and change everything. Well, the man that's there here now didn't change it then his first time here, did he? Nope. And he's not gonna. Kennedy tried to do it, and guess what? They took him out. Kennedy was the only president that had balls to go after him. And even Ron Paul, a Republican. Time to end the feds. See? Ron Paul knows what's screwing the American people. What owns and controls our government? The IMF, International Monetary Fund, a cartel of international bankers that own the monetary system in the United States, called the Federal Reserve, which is no more federal than the Federal Express. It ain't owned by the government. It's not federal. It's just its name. I'm not a Marine. I'm a jarhead. Or a squid. This ain't a Marines logo. You think it is, but it ain't. Besides that, like I said, I'll change the hat again. Whoever that guy was, he has no idea how many Marines we beat the shit out of in the bars in Chesapeake Bay, West Virginia. We used to whoop on their asses all the time. What'd Fat do? Oh, yeah. I love you too, Jim. But there's no liberals. There's no conservatives, man. It's all a hoax, brother. You know, so if government was functional, monetary inflation caused by them wouldn't be destroying us all now. The banks are draining the wealth of this country. They're bleeding you and I dry, and they control the government because our government doesn't make our own money. They can't even spend it properly. How can they? The U.S. Treasury does not make our currency. Or they make it, but they don't own it. The Federal Reserve does, which is owned by the International Monetary Fund. And by the way, they own 238 of the 242 industrialized countries' financial system. So the banks are screwing the world. It doesn't matter if it's America, Switzerland, Sweden, Australia, Canada. They own it all, man. Just follow the money. Here we go. Priority. So I'm done talking about that bullshit. It's a waste of time. I don't talk politics with most people around home here on Facebook, people I know, because what I say, they just don't understand, and it pisses them off because they still think they still have a choice. They still think the government's going to fix things that they created. Nope. But see, Jim, Trump ain't nobody. Obama wasn't nobody. Biden wasn't nobody. Bushes weren't nobody. They're just decoys, or how should I say this? They're just puppets that are put in place to make the American people fight amongst one another. See, that's what they want. The government wants us to fight against each other instead of against them. The two political party system, Republican, Democrat, it's gone. It's gone, Jim. You can't put the blame on one party over the other because it's two wings from the same bird. They're controlled by the banks. The politicians are put there to divert you from reality while Congress and the banks do this to you. That's the way it's been for the last 40 years. The Federal Reserve's destroyed the U.S. dollar by more than 980% since their existence in 1913. And it was only like 350% before Reagan, because our country's never been in debt ever until Reagan, over $980 billion. We're in debt now, $38 trillion. Who's paying that back? You and I are. Not your government. Monetary inflation. It's a hidden tax that's killing Americans. And the government has no fiscal plan. We have no GDP growth. It's all a joke, man. The joke's on the American people till they wake up and understand what I'm telling them. You know, and there's a lot of people that think like me. But I don't talk politics with anybody anymore that's close to home, people I know, relatives, Facebook, and I shouldn't be talking about it here because what I say is very intimidating. It erases everything everybody believes about Washington and the truth. People don't know the truth, and they're created to be that way. The media is not there to inform you anything. It's there to mix your head up. There's a saying, if you don't watch the news and you don't read newspapers, you're not informed. But if you do, you're misinformed. It's a waste of energy. And I bet you Freeman, being from Sweden, he could tell you more of the truth of what's going on in this country than the American people even know what's going on. It's the same all around the world, even in Sweden, you know, even in all over England, all over the East. It's the same. The banks own it all. The banks screw everybody and screw you. If we could stop the banks, we'd all live in a happy world. And we can. It's called starving. Don't use a bank. Say bye to the banks. Bye-bye. They'll all collapse. They're done. See you later. Start over. Get the gold standard back. Have our country make their own money and monetize it. And then when the banks ain't fueling money to Washington that they don't have, then they'll stop and become our constituents again and work for us once again, once we stop the banks. That's it. Most industrialized countries are full of sheeple, not people. They're programmed to believe what they believe, and they're programmed to believe everything that's being told them is going to work. Nope. Just remember this. The more Washington borrows, the more you're going to lose out of your pocket. $5,000 a year more every year they're costing us out of our pockets by their spending spree that they can't afford. And if you don't make nothing as a country, back when we were in the world's leader in industrialized country, that's gone. This is now an international hub. We sell more things to the world from this country that come from other countries to other countries than we do to ourselves. I mean, I don't want to make any of my friends mad at me, especially in my YouTube channel. And I don't know who brought this up again. I mean, why do I got to talk about politics? Because it's not really politics. It's corruptness is what it is. There is no politics. But I'm done with it. So, anyways, 4:31. I think I'm going to see the sun come up again here. I'm probably done pissed off Jim. I like knives too, Jim. I hate politicians and I love knives. Just one more thing. My uncle, Leroy Van Dyne, he was a state representative of the state of Illinois. When he passed away, the governor flew the flag at half-mast. He was unbeat for 14 terms, 48 years. One of the first things he told me about politicians and politics, he says, don't believe none of us. If we wear a suit and a tie, we're a crook. Politicians are crooks with a license to legally rip off the American people. When he told me that, that turned my head towards wanting to know what's actually going on in this country. I never forgot the day when he told me that. It's all corruption. Crod Mog 83, absolutely. Thanks for subscribing, by the way. But usually, like Jim says, I like knives. And this is what the page is about. And this is what I did tonight. I carved a spine on this live. On my first live, you can go back and watch it. Just look for the picture of the knife. How I carved it. And then my last night live before that, I carved another knife. Buck 110. So I'm doing a lot of more lives now, to where I'm actually making things, fixing things. I'm going to start forging some knives here soon live. I like to show people what I do and how it's done. I don't have no children. I can't share it with nobody, so that's what I'm all about. And please, if you're on my live tonight, I got a Sunday fun day, don't talk about politics. Somebody left a comment and got me going. I'm sorry, Jim. This is probably my favorite Saudi, Jim. The one I put a half stop in. What did I do with that case I made for this? I think I gave it away to my brother-in-law. What do you say, Jim? Make a case sidebuster slip tomorrow, and I'll carve the whole case knife on the slip, like that one I made. You think that'd be a cool giveaway? Have knives that is too thick. How do you start getting it nicer, thin cutting edge? Oh, by doing this. You just get out the Opinel number 13 from Saville, France, and it'll slice up anything you need to slice up. That's how. Nice 11.5-inch blade. That'll slice anything you gotta slice. And it's less, it's just over 1/8 of an inch thick. Got to go. Have a nice day. Bye, Freeman. Thanks for stopping. I'm a mess, huh? But I'm real, Jim. I'm real. I don't hide behind curtains, buddy. Like politicians do. Oh, man, this thing here, I tell you what. You think this would slice somebody's throat? Man, that would hurt. I better watch it, man. They'll kick me off here for doing that. Number 10 is much better. Let me see. All right, here's number 10. Carbon blade. Which way do you think will slice more? But yeah, this is more manageable, Jim. That's for sure. I think the 10's my favorite. You know, even though the 8 made them famous, and they sold over what did they say? 300 million number 8s have been sold by 300 million number 8 Opinels. Carbone. If it's stainless, it says inox. See, this is inox here. This is stainless. You know that. I know you know that. Yeah, but I like this size. And I think even the 12 is too big. Here's the 12. Now this one's an oldie. This should be in this one here. You could tell its age by the stamps. They were changed every decade. This one here is 60s. Not too many people have a 60s. And the rarest 2 Opinels to get are the number 2 and the 9, I think. Even Opinel in their museum don't even have a number 2. It's that rare. What does the 8 look like? Carbone. No, carbone. 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 But yeah, this one here's from the late 60s. It don't have the vibro lock. See, all the new ones do. After the 80s, they all went to the vibro lock. They changed it. What does the 8 look like? This one here is the next one down. This is the number 9. Okay, we got the 12. The 10. Make sure. Yeah, 10. That's a 12. That's a 10. This is the 9. And this is the 8. This is the 8. This is the one that made them famous. Over 300 million of these bad boys. This is an inox here. I got this from Deep South. It's got the grizzly bear on it, of course. And I drilled a hole in it for a lanyard. I wanted a lanyard on it, so I drilled a hole in it in the back. But look at this blade, man. Look at how far down that thing is. I want to say something's wrong with this damn thing. I mean, look at this one here. You open this one up. You think this is a factory reject or something. Why is that blade curved down? Or it won't go up any higher. I think there's something wrong with that vibro lock. It looks the best to you. Well, you know, this is a more practical size to have in your pocket. It really is. But see, most of the French, they carry them right here. But this is the 10. I prefer the 9 myself. How about you, Jim? I like, because I got a bigger hand, you know what I mean? Here's a little trick. See how new these are? Sometimes it's hard to pull them out when they're new until you break them in. But here's the old trick from Opal. You hold the knife right here, and you give it a tap. See that? It starts to blade so you can get it out easy. It's called the Opal knife tap. Works every time. Works every time. Makes it easier to open it. You only have the number 8. Yeah, see my hand. I mean, I like that. When I'm choked on it right here, this is in the palm of my hand. When I got an 8, it's like buried in my hand, you know what I mean? I'd rather have the 9 if I was to carry it. I gotta get some more. I want every one they sell. See, it also works with the bigger knife, see? Let's give it the Opal tap. Blade comes right out, see? If you have a hard time opening a new one, give it the Opal tap. Works every time. Makes it easier to open them. I'm going to do it with that old one. Michael Lotti said hi. Put these back. The number 1 is the rarest. This is number 2. Ain't it a cutie? Look at that thing, man. It's not even longer than my pinky finger. This don't even have a lock on it. That blade's about 1 1/8 inches. Yeah, the number 1 and the number, I want to say 9. No, 8. What do I got here? The 11. The number 11 and number 1 are the rarest ones in the Opal collection. Very hard to find. You go over to Deep South Cutlery, and I'll bet you anything, Jim, you'll never find an Opal number 1 or an Opal number 11 there. I love this guy here too, man. I just got this one. Portugal since 1870. MAM. Look at this cute little guy. It doesn't lock, but it's cool. MAM. Inox. Palico. Portugal. Isn't that cool? I wish it did lock, but it don't. I like that little round nub in the back. You sent me this, Jim? I'm trying to think where I got it. I can't even remember. I know I bought this one. I love this one too. Jose Cruz, Pablo Carbano. It's carbon steel. Look at the patina it's taking on already. Jose de Cruz. He makes some cool ass knives. Look at that wood. Isn't that cool? I broke my number 7 trying to baton wood like an idiot. Yeah, no, they're not made to baton with, that's for sure. But hey, it's a learning mistake, right? No, I collect them. I don't send them. And you can't leave this guy out. These are cool as hell, man. I love the locking on these. Slide lock. Wonder if you can give this the open tap. Yeah, look at that. Works on that too. Old Bear, baby. Since 1925. Marengo, Italy. These have been around a long time, the Old Bears. Another peasant knife just like the Opinel. I drilled a hole in it too for a lanyard. And the Opinels, yeah, me too. Like I said, here's my number 8 with the bear on it. This was a number 8. I got a hold of it. I had to make myself a carving knife, so I got me a carver out of a number 8. It used to look like that, so I ground down the front to get my perfect carving blade. But that blade used to be the same size as this blade. As you can see here, I took it down before the nail nick and I made my own nail nick in it. This thing carves like a dream. Remember the night I did that, I carved this little guy with it. I like to customize these knives too. I carved me a green snake on the back of it. Now I gotta put me a new lanyard on it. So that's my customized carbone. Easy to sharpen. Whittling knife that I made. You have to get a new one or a couple. Oh yeah. You can never have enough of these Opinels, man. You can customize them any way you like. I don't get this though. Why is this blade so much? That's a little bit straighter. I mean, it's supposed to be straight like that one, yeah. I'll have to send this back to the factory, to the company, and say, hey, I want one that's not crooked. Oh. Gotta have the camp set, right? Gotta have the openable camp set. Number 8. This is the number 8. Now even that blade's down lower. I wonder what's up with that, man. I know what it is. They need to grind these tanks so it clears this vibro lock. But anyways, get you a spoon or a fork here and just put it right in the number 8. Then you turn that vibro lock and you got yourself a good spoon there. Or you just use the knife. Or you put your fork in here. What the heck's going on here? I had it right the first time. Turn the vibro lock. Got your nice little fork for camping. Yeah, sure, because they got a 90-degree spine on them. They'll strike a ferro rod really good. But if you're camping now, you can't forget you also need a open potato peeler, right? Yeah, I got a few of them too. Hoping nice are fun. Oop, I got that in the wrong spot. They also got another one in this microfiber cloth. See, this is used for cleaning your knives if you have. They got another one where it's a camper set too. It's got one with a bottle opener and a corkscrew, and I got to get that set next. Then you're out in the woods while you're camping. You know, I just love the sheath. You can mount it vertical or horizontal. It's cool as hell. But yeah, you gotta have a foraging knife, right? I love my mushrooms, man. Oh yeah, I got plenty of them knives too. More's never enough though. I need some more. I even made my own Mora knife. I mean, I didn't. Here's one of several Moras I got. This is the Camper's one with the ferro rod. But you see the Mora blade, right? That we all know. Here's the one I made. Now you can see the blade. I didn't make the blade, however. You can buy the blanks for like 12 bucks. Not even. $9. So I made the handle and everything else. And then I made a Puko style sheath for it with the wood block. Yeah. Rat tail. Jim fall asleep on us again, Fat City? I need to hit the sack myself. I mean, I ain't working at all today. Took the day off today. So I'm going to sleep until I wake up. That's all I could say. Then I got to get ready for Sunday Fun Day. Nope, Jim's still there, he says. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so I'm ready to camp. Get my camper. I'm going up to Michigan to pick produce here pretty soon. In the camper. How about this one, Big Jim? The totem pole knife. Yeah. This is a honker, brother. It's a lockback, too. Look at this thing. It takes up a lot of real estate in my hand, boy. Another novelty knife. I seen it in an antique store. I'm like, oh, hell yeah. They actually make 4 different models of these. I think they're made in Pakistan or some shit. It's a plastic resin handle. Brand new, never been used. It actually comes with these cloth sheath cases. That's what it is. Good old novelty knife. It's got a little fake plastic turquoise bead in the back of it. Just one of those days you're out looking for certain knives, you can't find them, and then you come across something like this, you're like, oh, hell yeah, why not? Everybody's got to have a few weird knives in their collection, right? I'll show you another weird one, but this next one I show you, everybody that collected knives like 3 years ago, everybody had to have one. Good old Boker Mermaid, baby. Boker Magnum in rainbow color. It's got the mermaid on the top of the blade, the flippers of the tail. And you close it, there's your flipper tab. It's a pretty cool piece. I mean, I remember a Knife Center, they had a video debuting this when it first came out. And PTA says, everybody's got to have a Boker Mermaid if you're a serious collector. It will kill. Forged in fire. Sir, this knife is sharp. It will kill. There's a Boker for you, Jim. This is the only knife in my collection you're not crazy about? Hey, it's a Boker, man. And really, this thing fits in the hand wonderful, man. I ain't shitting you. And you gotta love that rainbow color, man. That's just something. This thing's brand new. I never use it for anything. I've got a gas station Bali song purely because I can't buy them in the state, so I mailed it to myself. It's all gold and cheap as all hell. I used to have a few of them. Oh, this ain't a cheap knife though. I mean, this is solid metal. There's nothing cheap on this. It's all metal. This is probably about a 7-8 ounce knife. A Bear and Sons Bali song. That's cool. Yeah. Here's one that I did a live on. Guys watching me clean it. This thing was a wreck. This is real antler too. Or, I'm sorry, real bone. It was all filthy and terrible. I took it apart, cleaned her up. It's got some character to it. I like that tab, man. That's cool as hell. But hey, I got it for $1 at a garage sale. Works like a charm now. Them boys in the backwoods of Missouri would lynch me? No, I'd be lynching them boys. Good old Missouri. A legit Filipino, yeah. Song of the Blade. That's what Bali song means in Filipino. Bali song. It wasn't started by Benchmade. That was the name deprived of the knife by the Filipino. Philippine Islands. The Filipino literally means Song of the Blade. Where everyone is packing. Of course, the Greek Garden. Open the knife from the Dhaka, Bangladesh. Okay, hold on. Let me get it. Okay, I got it. Oh yeah. Okay, how's that? India. Oh, I gotta get my fork out so I can carve my turkey. Oh man, this thing's all hand carved, boy. I gotta clean that blade up. I've got 2 of these. Got another one around here somewhere. Yeah, right? No, that ain't right. That's upside down. How's that? That work in Bangladesh? Mini sack knife earlier today was pretty cool and even still has tweezers and toothpick. Cool. I got some of them Swiss Army knives. It's a neat carving blade. This is all hand carved by an Indian in India. Everything's carved on this. It's all handmade. This whole thing's handmade. I've got 2 of these. I got another one on the shelf somewhere in there. But I see them. I grab them. I think they're cool. Oh, here's some of my sacks. My buddy Louie from Arizona EDC gave me this one. It's got the Kodiak bear on it. It's pretty cool. It's got the tweezers and toothpick, screwdriver. Then I got this one here with all the gizmos. This I got when I turned my Marlboro miles in. It's the Marlboro Swiss Army knife. I need to clean this thing up. I haven't cleaned it in 30 years, probably. Ooh. Ooh. Wow. Sack with a saw on it like this. Oh, here's one I made a case for, since I'm an Irishman. My wife got me this Irish sack for Christmas with the clovers on it. See my shirt? Oh yeah. Get the tweezers and the toothpick, and what's cool about this one too, it's got the needle in it. Yeah, there's the needle. So I made a slip for it. Wear it on my belt. And thank God I got a newer one of them things, huh? This one's bigger. It's got more on it. This one's got a lot of stuff on it. It's got saw, everything. Everything but the kitchen sink. Oh, I'm missing something here. What is missing there? I got the tweezers and toothpick on this side. Oh, yeah, this is the pen. Writing pen. This side was the tweezers. Yeah, that thing's got everything on it. This ain't even Swiss Army. This is a Mammoth. I got this from a crane company. We worked on a big job. I like it's got a pruning knife on it, hawk bill. It's got some stuff on it that Victorinox don't. Here's another one my sweetie bought me for Christmas. It's got the clovers on it too, from the custom shop, Swiss Army. And the Swiss Army custom shop, you can get these pocket clips for them. Yeah. Needle and pen, always good to have around. This one here, no, this don't, because it's got custom wood scales on it. There's no pin in it. But it's got the corkscrew with the screwdriver. And it's got the hook for carrying shit. I put this on here. I bought that for like 14 bucks from the Swiss Army Sack Custom Shop. Both these knives are Sack Customs. You can order them in either or. And here's one that I took the original scales off and I put brown burlap my card on it. Officer Susie. I like burlap micarta. And then I just picked this one up the other day. This ain't even a sack, I don't think. No, this is an Elnox. No, it is a Victorinox. I'm sorry. This is the Elnox Victorinox. Yep. I think I got this from Jim, didn't I? Big Jim gave me this one. Yeah. I just got this one from Big Jim. I never had one. I'm like, man, I'd like to have one of them. Jim hooked me up. Ferro rod that goes in where the toothpick goes is cool. Yeah. The Japan sack is still decent. True. You have a really nice collection. Yeah. And then Jedi Jim sent me this one. I was eyeballing it on this page, and he said he had two of them, so he didn't mind giving me one. Look at that bad boy. That's an oldie there. Then I got several of these keychain ones here. Jim sent me that too. Then I just bought these over the years. I got one more on my keychain too. Oh man, I'm missing one. Where'd it go? One more rare bird here. This is a rare bird. And then this is, but they make a new version of this now. My fat who he is, Jim does. Claude Williams used to be in my lifetime. I was in North Carolina for 4th of July last year. He gave this to me. That's a locking mechanism. Pull that back to unlock it. Victorinox. Can't remember the name of this one though. It's got the patent Victorinox locking system on it. I love the shape of it too. It's got the toothpick on one side and the tweezers on the other. And the corkscrew. I would call this a cheese and wine knife. You pick the cheese out of your teeth when you're done, and maybe there's splinters out of your ass with the tweezers, right? Yeah, well, I got a tactical pen here that's got a handcuff key in it. That's cool, though. So this is my sack collection. Probably got a couple more sitting around somewhere, but this ain't a sack, but I keep them with them, you know. I don't have many of them, but these are closest to me because my wife bought them for me for Christmas presents. Then I made the nice little sheath. I think I might wear this today. I'll leave it out. Here's one. Here's my favorite out of all of them. This knife in here blows away any Victorinox ever made. Can you tell me what country this came from, Fat? Victorinox Evoke. Yeah, I was thinking about getting that. Greetings from a Swiss. Yeah. Yeah, this one here is all handmade, hand forged. And it's an oldie. 70s. Look at the colors on it. Can you guess where it's made? German sack? No, sack means Swiss Army knife. You mean German Victorinox? This is an Otter brand, rust-free, Gerber, Burns, Germany. This is all handmade. All solid brass liners in it. Listen to this thing from the 70s. Listen. I don't cut my finger off doing it. Wow. Not too bad from the 70s. It's got white G10 liners, brass liners. Rust-free Otter. Germanox. No, it's not a Germanox. It's a rust-free Otter. It's an Otter brand from Gerber & Sons, Germany. This is all handmade. These are all made by machine. Not this one. An old-fashioned can opener. Bottle opener. This thing's like new. I never use it. Let's open that one up and then open this Elnox up. We'll see the difference. How about the Victorinox regular blade? Probably a little longer. Actually, the same exact length. Same, yep, from tang to tang. Yep. Same exact length. Now look at the difference in the blade. How fat that one gets to the back. Tapers down to nothing. Yeah, Victorinox beat all the hell. It's my favorite. That's why it's in this awesome sheet. Well, they're not identical. Identical in size length, yeah. But this is much thicker blade. Full flat grind on this one. This one's almost a full flat. But it shows you where the muscle's at. You know, this one is as wide as the liner. And so is this one. Look at the differences in the liners. Or in the springs, I mean. Much thicker. You put way more torque down on this one than you could this one. more backbone. And it's all hand forged. We just don't see good craftsmanship for under $500 anymore. Well, you won't in a case knife, that's for damn sure. Oh. All right, the sun's coming out. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to wrap my sheet around my head so I could fall asleep. Yeah, this is probably my favorite one. It's a user for what it is. I think it's one of my favorites. I gotta get the updated version of it though. So many knives, so many dollars, right? You can only buy so many at a time. This is one I carry every day here. This is the Emerson Wave CQC4 Kershaw. It's dirty. I just cut some food tonight with it. I'll clean it later. It's got the Emerson Wave on it. It's collaboration between Emerson and Kershaw. The CQC4, this thing flies open, man, when you pull it out of your pocket. Oh yeah, you gotta love it, man. Gotta love an Emerson, the Emerson Wave. Opens every time. Nothing stopping it. These ain't the right jeans really, but yeah, this is a collaboration between Kershaw and Emerson. Of course, this is more of a consumer's option than Emerson's true Emerson Wave Emerson knife. Now I have an Emerson CQ C7, and it's a rare knife. It was made, he didn't have the wave out then. So this is a CQC4. This one's a CQC4. And then this bad boy here, see what it says on it? Benchmade USA. That's where Emerson started. And I made the lanyard for it with the 38 special bullet casing. But this is a rare knife here. This is the CQ-C7 Spec War, made from ATS 34 steel. It's flat on one side and cutting ball here. Now, they didn't have, Emerson didn't have the wave back then. This is 1991. But this is CQC4, CQC7 Spec War. If you look on the blade here, it says Benchmade USA. So Emerson designed this knife and with collaboration of Benchmade at the time. And the Benchmade wasn't in the butterfly, it was underneath it. In the butterfly it has Bali Song, and that's what started Benchmade, of course. But you won't see a new knife made by Benchmade without Benchmade in it now. But this says Bali Song, Benchmade USA underneath it. And you can't see it, but it says it here. Emerson CQC Spec War model CQC7. It's a rare knife. This thing, I could probably get about $400 or $500 for it. Oh, I think I went live at 9:30 today or yesterday. Yeah, 9:45 I went live. It's no biggie for me to be live 7, 8, sometimes 9 hours. Yeah, this is a rare one here. Now, when I got this, unfortunately, because of its age, the back spacer was plastic. When I took it apart to clean it, it literally disintegrated on me. I was like, well, that sucks. But I was able to piece it together so I could make a new liner for it. So I made a black denim micarta liner for it. That's the only thing that ain't original on it, but you can't tell. It's made exactly the same color and shape. But it's denim micarta. It's not cheap plastic like when it was first made. Bali Song, Bench Made USA. Got any nice to say on it? Well, my knuckles are filled with psoriasis, see? Some people have psoriasis and they can't get rid of it. And a lot of this is due to part that being in the construction trades all my life. I've used my hands. I worked on a lot of metal today, so I got like metal dust on my hands. But yeah, that's all psoriasis. Can't help it. It's something I gotta live with. I'm sure somebody's got somebody in their family with psoriasis, right? Oh, it itches once in a while. I don't let it bother me though. Try not to pay attention to it. Oh shit, man. I'm gonna go to bed here in about 10 minutes. My wife's gonna be like, "The fuck you staying up so late again for tonight?" I said, "Well, I got a YouTube channel, honey. I'm up late all just on Sunday. When I don't have to work on Sunday, I'm up. But I usually go live 4 or 5 times a week. So, and most of the time I make shit so people get to see it like this here. I show people how I carve these spines on these knives. And this is the one I carved tonight. SR1 light cold steel. It had a thick ass blade, so I was like, man, I gotta carve something on that bad boy. So I usually hit 4 or 5 times a week. Sometimes only 3, but minimum 3 times a week I'm live. And I usually go live to make shit. And then on Sunday I have a Sunday fun day where I make things and give it away. So tonight at 8:30, 9 o'clock, somewhere around there, I'll be live again. It's my Sunday fun day, and you can catch my last couple episodes, see what I made and gave away. Now, if you come, you got to be there twice. If your first time at my Sunday fun day is your entry, and then the following week thereafter, you're eligible every week after. You know, and it's just it's just fair to the guys that's been there forever, you know. After your second time, or at your second, you're eligible to win. Yeah, I make axes too. I'm yet to finish this one here. I made kind of like a puko style handle on it. But I think I'm gonna wrap this with leather here, make a nice leather sheath for it, put a lanyard hole in it, and sell it. It's got a wormhole in the wood, so I left it for character. This is black walnut, and the brass bolster I made too. So, but this will be up for sale soon. You used to do the hokey pokey, you turn yourself around. Man, that's what it's all about. All right, Phil. Thanks for stopping in, man. We'll see you tonight. 9 o'clock. I got one more treat for y'all. Garage sale find. You know who made it? I'll tell you the year, 1920. You won't know who made it until I turn it around. This is a badass little meat cleaver here, buddy. How many people you know own a 1920 Cases tested double X? This is a case, but it says, can you read it? Cases, K-A-S-E-S, tested double X. This was made in 1928 or 1920 by Case. It's a 1920 meat cleaver by Case. Look at these old pins in here, man, with brass liners. Isn't that something? They were just getting started. I'm sure it is worth the shiny penny. I'm not going to touch it. I don't want to take any patina off of it. Leave it as is. Original. Never been clean, never been, you know. I might sharpen it, but that'd be about it. It's got some major rust pit right here. I mean, I could probably dip it in 80% white vinegar, 90% white vinegar, just to get the brownness of the rust off of it. But it's carbon steel. It'll keep its patina. Yes, I know, Dean. Yep. I restore a lot of knives. But, yeah, I mean, this thing's got all the character and patina in it that you could ever want. But I'll probably neutralize this rust. That'll be about it. I just thought I'd show that to you. Cut a potato and rub it on it. It does the same as vinegar. Exactly. Potatoes will will patina any carbon blade. That's for sure. Yeah, but what I do is I put it in 90% white vinegar. Then I neutralize it with right away. When I pull it out of the vinegar, I neutralize it with bicarbonate baking soda. You know, and then give it a good cleaning with the dish soap, and it stops the acidity from the vinegar. But that's how a lot of guys restore knives. The white vinegar, it works really good. But bicarbonate soda will neutralize any acid. I use it when I etch steel with ferric chloride acid. When I do stonewash blades, I'll use the bicarbonate to neutralize it. So anyways, I think it's that time, man. It's daylight now and I gotta go to bed. So hopefully I'll see you, Dean. Thanks for coming in, and Osmond and Phil and all you guys that are newcomers. If you haven't subscribed, please do so, and then I'll have a Fun Day Sunday Fun Day giveaway tonight. Tonight will be your first entry to be eligible for the following week. Every Sunday I do it. Last Sunday I made 4 things and sent it out. Mostly knife slips and shit like that. But I have made knives. I made a couple of these and raffled them off. This is my pocket dump sow buster, I call it. Shaped side buster. Pocket drop, goes right in your pocket. Ulti clip, never come out. So, no, I don't need to pinch the loaf. I need to pinch my pillow. We got the holy rollers rolling in here, so I'm going to talk to y'all later, and I appreciate you stopping in, and see you tonight, 8:39 p.m. Thanks for coming, guys. Appreciate it. Peace.